Hey, what's up, bots? Alright, so we're going to continue working on this Wolverine here. Yeah. Let me see. Alright, let's start with red. Hey, what's up, Rainbow? Yeah, I do traditional. Well, thank you for stopping by. Yo, what up?
Hello, everybody. Looks like you are coloring some good old Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Rad. Look good.
Yeah, I waited long enough.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy. Worth the wait. And if he's not happy, well, I'll take it. see. Let's edit us a video.
I sent you the thumbnails. The thumbnail for color pencil.
Alright. I will download that right now.
I want those up.
Alright. It shall be done.
I also did art tips today. I need that up tomorrow.
Okay.
It's on, it's about select flats.
Okay.
You'll see it's 10-minute long, so just watch that.
Alright.
Let's see why bother with select flats, or what is the purpose of select flats? Like, put selection flats. So I don't think people are gonna think of select. They're gonna think like it's a premium choice at the Vons. Like, no, it's not.
Alright. Got it. So with the colored pencils, you start with the darker and then add the lighter after?
No. Start with the middle tone, and I go over the red to tint it. And then I go dark to push and a brighter color to add intensity or color value. Q. Start with the middle. It's the same with the Copics. Start with the middle and then add a dark, and then use the color the same way I was using the color pencil to add highlights. Same basic idea. Same basic concept when I'm coloring digitally. So you could consider the coloring flats to be the neutral, the base color. Then I add, the first round of shade would be, going dark, and then adding the bounce light would be adding the highlight on top. I'm gonna be honest, folks, like, this right here is something I've never once seen a tutorial. I've never been showed here's how to do it. I am just doing what I've always done with these things. Like, so some people were asking me today, it'd be great if you did like a tutorial or class on this. I'm like, on what? Like this little section here took 3 hours. How am I supposed to do a class on that other than there's the real-time video? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's no 10-minute short like conversation to be had about it. Like, hey, what's up, Kyle?
Hi, Kyle.
Like, that's the problem with the abundance of art tutorials online, is everyone wants the short answer. I don't really want to watch that video. I don't really have time. Well, then you miss out, And your competition's hoping that you're not doing the diligence, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like someone would probably be like, well, how do you do the metal grays? Like, is that'll, I'm like, well, I don't know, it depends. Warm grays, cool grays, green grays, like, there's lots of different versions of gray, you know? Like, there's a whole,
Right.
like, that gets into extreme color theory, like, in color unity, you know, creating harmonies, and I'm just like, at some point, like, I'm not that good at, like, saying, oh, here's how you get this and do this. Like, I'm not. Like, what I'm good at is recording everything as it gets made, which,
Right.
and I can talk while I'm doing it. You know, how many people can pull that fucking thing off, you know? Like, they didn't stream when Liquid, when those guys at Liquid were coloring Battle Chasers, they weren't streaming that shit online, bro. You know?
Right.
You know, like, I would have killed to just have real-time videos of watching them do shit. I could have just studied and analyzed, and I really believe that's, you know, that's where these videos. I just think I'm ahead of the curve a little bit on this one on YouTube.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? 3, 4, maybe 5 years from now, I think more people are gonna get it when they find the limits of that short-based, quick info tutorial nonsense. You know, when they
Yeah.
find that it only gets them so far. You know, and there's like these gaps, these large gaps. I know I made tutorials for Imagine FX. I did a few. And I've seen the format. I know I'm like, this is so impossible to describe in this format, you know? So it's like, yeah, skill being able to talk and draw. It's like, it's tough enough, you know? And half the time, I don't know. I'm just looking at what does this need? Oh, it needs this. Oh, I think a little bit of that kind of color fluctuation can go in there. Oh, I think a little bit of. I just want to fuck up the lighting or add too much color pencil. I want these little like white highlights and you know the lighterness of this piece. You know, like I want the color pencils to be a little light because the saucies are super vibrant and super heavy. So like I just want contrasting styles. You know, and I think the Copics are too in between. So that's kind of like why I've stopped doing them for the most part because it's just like just not creating enough of a contrast for me.
Luckily, you can fall back on being able to use colored pencils so well.
I guess. I remember in high school, people were like, "Your color pencil's great," but I spent all my time like doing Nintendo controllers. You know what I mean? Like Nintendo controllers and chibi versions of Iron Man, and they did not understand that in 1994, 5, and 6, bro. People were genuinely confused. You know, I couldn't enter art competitions at school because I wasn't, you know, recreating leaves, you know, or gridding out photos of my face and color penciling it, you know.
Hmm.
It was like I did those assignments twice and then stopped doing them ever. I was not. My teacher hated me. My art teacher. Like she'd get so frustrated with me because you know she'd try to sell me on her fine art stuff, which was fine, but you know I'd go to Comic Con and see what you can then do once you understand that stuff, you know. And I was like, I'd like to mix
Right.
it too, and she's like, we're having none of it. The closest I could get her to leave me alone is I would around Halloween I would do like color pencil pumpkins and shit. Then I could carve shit into the pumpkin, like in the
Hmm.
drawing. You know what I mean? Make little chibi faces and monsters. This is way early. I mean, this is before. You know what I mean? This is like when Evangelion was new and shit. Like, I mean, Dragon Ball Z was like new. You know, it was just like it's got looks of confusion. What are you gonna do with that? I don't know. I'm just doing it. I'm a kid, man. Leave me the fuck alone. but I did this color pencil piece in the Army. And it drove me so much it drove me crazy. And I decided not to use color pencils again for a long time. Like, to be honest, I only used color pencils a couple times in college, my first semester, and then never again. You know, moved on. Because what was I going to use it for? I was trying to get artwork. You know, I was trying to get a job in the industry as a professional, not doing fine art, and they didn't have a fine art, you know, option at my school. So, the fucking AI of San Diego. Which I would have taken if they had anything to get out of. So, I don't know. I mean, look at it now. You type in color pencil into Instagram, and it's all just people recreating pictures of like Iron Man,
Spider-Man, and Daredevil.
It's all from
Netflix.
photos. It's all photo reference. How many people are just doing it over their art?
None. It's just all photo reference. It's a photo. It looks like a photo. They just went through a colored pencil app, and then they lay their colored pencils around it.
Yeah. So
I used 600 colored pencils to make this. It's like you could have done that with like 6.
Yeah, it would have looked better too.
One more week, Rob. One more.
I thought you were done with overtime.
No. Justice League.
Oh.
One more week.
You're talking about different things every time you come on here.
That's how I do it. It's just how it's been. My mind's been a jumbled mess this week, but it's all good. Back to normality the next 2 weeks. The art tips. Drawing.
Hey, what's up, Napalm?
I'm going into it just hoping for just fun. No expectations. You know, like with Batman v Superman, I was expecting, you know, like some Frank Miller type stuff, and then it didn't happen. So this time, I'm just expecting like Justice League the cartoon.
You might want to expect something closer to like Justice League, the 2 issues that Jim Lee draws, and then the 3 issues someone comes in and finishes. You know what I mean? Like this. You know, I think it's probably closer to that. A lot of splash pages and things kind of happening out of order, but you know, it looks cool.
Just go with
it. I'm not trying to take a shit on. I'm just saying, you know, like you willing to bet it's probably closer to that.
Mm-hmm. Let me forget here what I'm typing. See. Well, so be it.
Well, one thing's for certain, we'll be burying our thoughts on it in an hour-long podcast with 700 other topics, so I can minimize the amount of hate that the DC elite fucking throw at people. You know, where was all these fucking assholes when I had to endure Batman Forever and Batman and Robin? You know, like all these fucking Twitter dudes are like, the minute you don't like a movie that has a DC logo on it, like, you're fucking a Marvel guy. I'm like, you know, I was the fucking dude clowning people at the Batman and Robin premiere. You know what I'm saying? So don't start that shit with me. Like, where the fuck were you people? June 1997, Horton Plaza. Boom, I was there. Cinema Score guys were right out there, not having a good night, laughing at everyone. That's what I was doing. At Comic-Con, 1996, telling them their movie's going to fail to their face because I was a little dick. You know? And Batman, I love the Batman movies. That Tim Burton one, man, that was my Star Wars, dude. And I like Batman Returns, even though most of my friends hated that fucking thing, you know? So, and I even liked a little bit of Batman Forever. I was like, you know, it's not great, but at least there's more Batman in it. And, You know, Robin's kind of cool. You know, it's cartoony, but that's fine. You know, I mean, it was no Mortal Kombat, but you know, I'll take it.
Mortal Kombat. Do-do-do-do-do.
It's like
Best
the
song
game has been
ever.
upped. You know, the game has been upped, man, and it's like Warner Brothers. It's not DC. It's Time Warner. Time Warner needs to fucking sit down. You know what I mean? And try harder. People are demanding more. You know. And Lord knows they got the resources to do it. So my guess is they pulled out enough of a win. I think people are gonna like this movie more than Suicide Squad, and that made almost $1 billion, right? So
Yeah.
you know.
Hopefully it does good enough to warrant him getting his. Sorry, long day. Warrants him enough to get his. Maybe he directs and writes the next one, or
You talking about Joss Whedon?
Joss Whedon.
Okay, you
Yeah.
want to actually tell people who you're talking about? You just started talking about he.
Everybody, just so you know, I've had a long day of working
Oh, you
and
got a long day.
such.
They all had long days today, Brandon. These
What was the
people work
hardest
for a
part of your
living.
day?
I'm the
Making
only one
cookies?
here who doesn't work for. I'm the only motherfucker here who's not working hard for a living, Brandon. All
I
these
didn't say you don't
people,
work hard. I
huh?
didn't say you didn't work hard.
Yeah.
You work hard. I work. I worked a long physical day. You worked a long mental day.
Yeah, well, that's because during my physical fucking years, I spent my nights doing this shit.
Well, there you go.
That's on you.
I'm playing catch up.
And yo, bro, cookies take 30 minutes. They're not fucking hard. Take about 30 minutes to prep, an hour to sit in the fridge while I eat my dinner, and exactly 11 minutes to cook. 5 minutes on the cooling rack, 5 minutes on the other rack. Well, 5 minutes on the pan, 5 minutes on the cooling rack, and they're
Okay.
done. And that's for my fucking neighbors too, because I'm that guy. You know, when I
Yep.
introduce myself, I show up with food.
That is a lie. You send me pictures of food and then you just show up.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do for Brandon.
For those that you don't know, when I briefly worked in California with Rob at the art studio he worked at, I was introduced to a place called Surf Bros, which was like a Hawaiian, Japanese, Chinese kind of mixture, I guess, type place. You know, it's got white rice with like this Hawaiian teriyaki barbecue chicken. Amazing. I loved it. I ate there like 4 times that week. And so Rob knows I like that place. And since he was coming from that area to come see me one day, he decided to send me, no joke, 40 pictures of him going to the place, ordering the food, getting the food, opening the food, eating the food, and then having a bunch left over and throwing it away.
And I had spent the week like just talking to him about that, so I could find out exactly how he liked it, like with extra sauce. And I didn't tell him what I was going to do.
And then instead of getting me some, to order me some, because I could always reheat it once he got to my apartment, he sent me pictures, throwing it away, drove all the way to me. Just
I didn't even finish the food; just threw it away. Right?
No, you threw it away. Yeah. That's probably the dickiest thing you've done. By the way, man, that's probably that like right there. I was like, we're not friends. That's like enemy shit.
One day one day Twitter will somehow turn that against me.
I hope so. I really do. I hope Surf Bros catches wind and they send me like a big shipment. They're like, dude, that's some dick shit. We feel sorry for you. Here's a fucking.
You go out to California consistently and you never drive over there, so that's your fucking fault.
It's because it's like 2-3 hours away. I can't drive 2-3 hours. What am I? Oh, hey, I know it's the holidays, guys, and I'm gonna leave my wife's family to go drive for 2 hours to get some fucking food. Yeah. That'll seem right. No, I don't have that time. I drive enough as is, driving all the way out.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Drove 18 hours to get to your fucking house. I don't want to hear it.
You didn't drive to see me. I was the consolation prize. You drove.
Did I not drive 18 hours to get there, and then another 6 to go to Havasu and back?
Well, that was for you as well. You drove.
It wasn't for me. It wasn't for my benefit. It's for family.
You drove 18 hours to see Tom, not me, and then you drove to Havasu to see the family. That was it. None of that was for me.
I spent more time with you than with Tom.
I'm the lucky one in this situation.
You remember, in all things concerning SketchCraft, you remember that. You're the beneficiary, not me.
You hear that, everybody? I'm the beneficiary of SketchCraft. If anything happens to Rob, I get sole custody of SketchCraft LLC.
Actually, my wife does.
You just said
it's in the operating agreement. No, I'm a beneficiary of fucking talent.
It's written out. It's
written out. Yeah, okay. Show me where.
I'm gonna hold it to it. I'm gonna take her to court for it. It's mine. I was his true love.
I let her know how much money I've loaned you in the past. You know, so she'll go after that.
That's fine. She could have my leg, but I'll lose the diabetes.
It's probably true.
Probably. I'm fair about it. Okay. Spectre. Flatten image. Okay. Three, 4, 0. Yeah. I just saw this. Napalma says, haha, those Batman button nipple suits, though. Anatomically correct.
Hamatomically?
Anatomically?
Hamatomically?
How many episodes of Stranger Things season 2 have you watched? Oh shit! While we were eating, we got the first episode done, and then maybe like half of the second one, and then that's when you text me and said time to record. So I was like, all right, let's finish this up eating. So I didn't get to finish the second episode, but it looks nice. You can definitely see that they got more money on this season. Like it just looks it visually wise, it's just great to look at. Just the colors, the scene, the darkness, the upside down world. It just looks great. So, and art tips. All your questions answered. Round 1 is up.
Put up the select flats one right now too.
Okay.
Art tips.
What is
the point of select flats? Why bother with select flats? Whatever fits.
Why bother with
selection flats?
Yep. 13 minutes and 14 seconds. All right. Why bother with selection plots? Right.
No, like science fiction horror is a reflection of the zeitgeist at the time. Very similar in that aspect. There's a big debate online right now about whether Jaws is actually a horror film or if it's like a slasher film. Like technically, the shark is like Jason, attacks teenagers, right? Like, it's an interesting argument. Yeah,
All right.
hadn't really thought about it that way before.
I never was big on horror movies. Just never.
My neighbors were when I was a kid, so I watched a lot with them because when I was for about a year or two, their daughters babysat me until I hit like 8, and then my dad's like, "You can take care of everything now." The time I was 8, my dad was like, "No, you can take care of your brother and do all the babysitting." But for a couple years there, it's like I watched all that stuff through them. So my dad loved to throw on Nightmare on Elm Street on the pay-per-view when it first came out. He's like, "Let's watch this movie." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, I saw Freddy, and I had nightmares about him. It was always the same nightmare too, like because I'll tell you this is funny. Well, it's not funny, but whatever. So
Consistent.
I was kind of most like more or less raised by my grandparents because yeah. Anyways, so they had like a ranch style house, you know, where it's like bedrooms at one end and the other end. So you have that long stretch in the middle. And so whenever the lights would be off, you know, at one end and you're at the other end, it just looks like this dark, long way. So after seeing Freddy and I had nightmares, he would always be at that end of the long end. Hated that shit. Not a fan. And that is story time with Tater.
I like
Mega
things like the
scary.
Predator, you know, and Aliens too. I was more into that.
You didn't like the newest Predator movie, did you? The
I
newer
only
one with
liked the first Predator movie. That's it, folks. I didn't care for the Danny Glover sequel. I thought the spear was cool, and I like the first Predator movie, and I like Batman versus Predator, the first graphic novel.
Yeah, that was good.
It's actually kind of cool. Shouldn't work, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I like Dave Dorman's Predator and Alien art, like the covers that he used to do for Dark Horse. It's the extent of all the Predator that I like. No, Shane Black can make some duds, bro. Iron Man 3 wasn't that. You know, he's not infallible. Not a bad movie, just like ho hum. Like, okay.
It's good stuff by Andy Kubert, too. I like that. I'm really looking at it right now. Remember those pages where Batman had the bat?
Yeah. It's the first time I'd ever seen Batman actually be a Batman.
Right.
Yeah, well, I worked on all the movie merchandise for Iron Man 3, and I can tell you, dude, the numbers weren't there, bro.
All right. Rob, here's a question. Would you rather have a cheesy horror movies like the 80s, but, being made today, or with more modern horror stuff that people really don't like?
The last horror movie I enjoyed was Cabin in the Woods. So whatever you consider that to be, they should make more of that.
That is probably, that would be the only horror movie that I really would watch over and over again if it's on.
I'm interested in the New Mutants.
Oh, yeah, if that's considered horror, yeah, then I'm interested in that.
And yes, I did go to the theater to see Cabin in the Woods. And I'm going to go see Spawn.
He won't be in the movie.
I don't give a shit. The guy's self-financing the film, dude. No, I have to go. Brandon, you spend $10 million of your own dollars making a movie. I'm gonna be there to watch that shit. Like I gotta see how this goes. You impressed me. You know, he didn't kickstart it. He just wrote the check. You know,
It's crazy that he has so much money.
you know, he didn't spend it. I mean, you know what I mean. He spent it on that other company. You know, like his image money. He didn't spend it buying Dodge Vipers and hiring 5,000 people. So. And when he bought that baseball, he did it so he can get the fucking baseball contract to do the toys, That's what people didn't understand at the time too. He told that shit to me at Comic-Con when I was a kid, I was like, why the baseball? He's like, that's how I got the toys, kid. That's how I got the toys. That's how he talks. Because that's how you get the ball. Then they know you're in the game. You bring the ball to the meet. They're gonna take the meeting just to see the ball. Then you get the toys. Make that money like he snapped like that. Make the money like that. I was like, I like this guy. I like that.
Who would you rather work for? James Cameron or Todd McFarlane?
James Cameron.
That was too easy. Shit, I can't think of anybody else to like.
Dude, and let me tell you something. This isn't just like so. Like I have a friend, close friend of mine, from college. We talk every day. He's a good artist. His name's Eddie Holly. You can go check out his art at Hop2Pop. At DeviantArt, just Hop2Pop. Eddie Holly. He's a good dude. His cousin is Aaron Holly. If you look on IMDb, Aaron Holly has been in visual effects for a long time. His cousin helped, like, basically invent the modern movie rig for characters. So his cousin worked on fucking Lord of the Rings, the first Avatar movie and shit. And he's been in China, like, training Chinese companies and stuff with their cinema. He's packing his family up and moving back down to like Santa Barbara or something to work on Avatars 2 through fucking. He's like no one's doing special effects anymore. Not like Jim Carrey. He's like, we don't give a shit. We're going. So I'm not the only one to feel that way, It's just like people go, I don't want no Avatar movies. Blue people, You don't get the modern Hulk you guys got is facial capture. Who was doing facial capture before Avatar, bro? With the camera on you, nobody. you know? So it's like, it's very... Scream would be the kind. I saw that in the theaters when it came out, man. You ever see New Nightmare? New Nightmare, same director as Wes Craven, but New Nightmare was the proto template for Scream, basically. You could see him like New Nightmare is like the, you know, he made that and was like, you know, I could do a whole movie like this, you know, define a whole new series. I always tell people, like, for me, Nightmare on Elm Street is 3 films. It's Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 3, and New Nightmare. And New Nightmare got shit on when it came out. But just too ahead of its time. Like, I don't even know how to teach this. Like, I'm just looking at it like, I can use a little color fluctuation. I'll grab some blue and just slightly add it. I don't know how to teach that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just my I could be fucking it up. Well, you know, I think that's what it needs. You know, like, I don't know how to make a video on that. You know, if someone made a video on that for me 20 years ago and I watched it, would I even, what would I do with that information? How would I be able to utilize that, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of little lines, which is nice. When you look at it up close, you see all the little lines and stuff, and it gives it some depth, which I like. I like the little lines. The second film's not that. I get everyone's like, oh, this is a thing about being gay, and it was a gay rights film. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was just fucking dumb. Like, when it came out, I tried to like it. There's these interesting sequences in the Nightmare realm that are interesting, and there's this one scene at the end where Freddy takes out all these teenagers at his pool party, which is kind of interesting. Other than that, it's just a weird movie, man. Like, you're just like, where's the fucking Freddiness of this film compared to the first? I want to know what happened to the characters in the first film. Like, that's the problem with Freddy 2, is like, it's in the 80s there was a lot of these sequels where they made the sequel and they basically just remade the first film, but with all different characters. You know, they weren't building off one another. Like, Iron Eagle did the same shit. You know, and you were just like, so all these characters you got invested in never came back. You're like, what is this shit? Best of the best, too. Best of the best, Brandon. For Nightmare, you know, so I don't know, like 3 addresses the events of the first film. So I go 1, 3, and New Nightmare. All that other shit, pointless. They do a New Nightmare in a different way. It's interesting. So you could look at Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and go, oh, you know, it's interesting because it's sort of this coming out of the closet kind of movie. Bro, they're just saying that shit now, you know? Like, that's not the conversation at the time. The conversation at the time was, that sequel wasn't that great. Like, it came around the same time as, like, Mario Brothers 2 and Zelda 2. There were all these 2s, and we're like, sequels suck. Then Rob saw Alien 2, you know? And I was like, sequels rule, you know? But it was tough because we got Temple of Doom, and Temple of Doom, no one liked Temple of Doom except for the minecart ride. That was it. We all just sat through Temple of Doom waiting for that fucking minecart ride. Or luckily when we recorded it on VHS, right? We watched it on pay-per-view and record it, and then we just fast forward to the fucking minecart ride. why Disney still hasn't built the fucking minecart. When they built that Indiana Jones ride and didn't add the minecarts, I was like, what are they thinking? Like, it's the one fucking. I guess it'd be hard to do it because you'd kill people, but in VR it would work. You know, nice VR Indiana Jones minecart ride. That shit would be dope.
Hmm.
You can breathe into the mic over.
I didn't breathe into the mic. It's above my nose.
I'm telling you what I'm hearing.
I'm just.
What is it?
I'm just.
Hmm? Hmm?
I'm just surviving. Just living the dream.
It's your life.
Now or never. something.
You want to complete the next line?
No, I do not. Excuse me.
Don't count. Honestly, man, they should be making those Universal movies for like $10 million a pop, dude.
Are they gonna continue that whole?
Dude, the producers
universe?
quit, so word is they can't possibly, you know.
Well, that didn't last long.
They keep wanting to turn them into superheroes. Now, I worked on a superhero monster book in which they all team up and form a team. And let me tell you, that shit's corny as fuck, dude. The only movie that sort of got it was Monster Squad. Shane Black, motherfucker, and Fred Decker, you know, like where they then got to fight all the monsters. That was an interesting take, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if these monster movies don't need. Serious to fucking Christ, dude, they should be putting them all on Netflix. Fuck the movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Stranger Things is better because it's not a movie. You get these slower episodes, you know? You get to hang out with the characters, you know? Like, I like that stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's why I like Stranger Things more than it. I'm like, because I can just sit there and get the depth. And some people go, oh, I'm bored. I'm like, then fuck off. Like, go watch fucking music videos and shit. Like for real, go watch Twitch and watch a guy beat a game. I don't like speedruns. I don't like watching how fast someone can beat something. I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You see, folks, I'm not in any hurry. Like, I slow down. Slow down, you know? And I just think, like, Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Mr. Hyde or whatever, if you wanted to do that shit, Jekyll,
Mm-hmm.
right? That fucking the five rings, right? That shit, just put that shit on Netflix, man. You know, like sign a deal, monster fucking. Bring on some new talent, you know, take some fucking chances, do the slow burn. Have the balls to make one of them in black and white, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be so awesome, dude.
Right.
You know? Like, do some different shit. But you know, you're just not going to interest me to go in the theater and watch the next Teen Heartthrob, or you know, or watch Mission Impossible get turned into a mummy movie. You know, like you know.
Mission Mummy.
That's what I thought it should be called, Mission Mummy. You know, just make it an actual Mission Impossible movie and have them deal with the fucking monsters. You know, if that's the case. Like, well, that would be ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. No one's doing those stunts in real life, bro. You know, it's all
Right.
ridiculous. Well, that's why the Twilight Zone worked, was because it was in black and white. Don't even offer a color version. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to watch it because it's in black and white. Then I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. It's Netflix. Don't even
Right.
offer the color version. You know? The Wolfman and shit. Dude, the Mummy Impossible. That's hilarious. That's what it should have been called. Mummy Impossible. Good one, Armando. Ethan Helsing. You know? His name isn't Hunt. It's Helsing. Oh, shit. Would have flipped the script, Doug. Would have flipped the script. Am I going to do anything special for the holidays? I sit at home, man. Thanksgiving, I make the bird, the wife makes the sides. And on Christmas, we'll go see Star Wars. Because that's what I do every Christmas now. I don't want them to put those movies back at the summer. If they're making Han Solo during the summer, that's my only complaint about that film. I want them at Christmas. You know?
They need to be making it at 2 times a year. Money. I mean, like, they're not going to make it no matter when it comes out, you know? They're going to make their money.
No, that was the belief that they might go that route, but I think they're going to stick to one a year. Because I think for now, the reason why is they have a certain tone they have to hit that the prequels didn't hit. And I'm going to tell you, people can say, I like the prequels. I'm a prequelist. Well, let me tell you, the lack of merchandise sales almost bankrupted that entire fucking franchise. Like, you have no clue, man. Like, I've told the story many times, but I got sat in a room being told, we have to figure out how to save Star Wars, you know, in retail. And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I gave them the fucking plan, and that's what they ended up doing. It was really weird. Not that they listened to me. It was just, you know how I do that thing, Brandon. I'm like, here's what you should do, but that'll never happen. And then it happened. I was like, wow. Like to the T. You know, it's
Yeah.
fucking one of those moments in my life. I'm like, well, if that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to eat that crow. You know,
Right.
but it works. I think with this new trilogy that they're developing with Ryan Johnson, if they can do a different tone with that, and it's set in another, they said it's set on another part of the universe. If they get
Hmm.
that working, then they can do two because that'll have a different tone. You know, like
Right.
it's not the same as like the Marvel movies. Like each character exists in their own bubble, even though it's shared on Marvel. But in Star Wars, it's Star Wars. Star Wars is Star Wars. It's not like Luke Skywalker. It's Star Wars. So you know. But if
Right.
they set up something different that has a different feel, then yeah, you know, I think that then they could consider going to two. Let me tell you something about the marketing of this film. Just because you're seeing walkers and white stuff and you think they're remaking Empire, uh, Armando, don't. I can't say anymore. I can't get any more friends in trouble, man. They already
Right.
remade Return of the Jedi. It's called The Phantom Menace. People forget. Like, let me tell you, they remade the Return of the Jedi. It's called The Phantom Menace. There's a giant speeder bike chase. There's a multi-battle, battle on the ground, battle in space, and a lightsaber battle happening at the exact same time. There's an indigenous race that defeats the bad guys.
Right.
So they already made it. There's a rescue to save someone trapped in a palace in the beginning of the movie. You know how many times I've had to explain this to people? Lucas even talked about it. He said you're gonna be able to play them in reverse, and they'll basically mirror themselves in reverse. So Jedi, Empire, and then A New Hope. It didn't go that way because he just went off the fucking whatever.
Right.
You know, the prequels are really just giant tech demos for their new to get ILM more work. If you want my opinion,
I do.
you gotta pay the Patreon to get my opinion though. You gotta support.
Right.
You know, you gotta to enable that opinion. You gotta put money in the Patreon jar. You got a Patreon? No, fucker. Like, I'm gonna probably have to, right? Can I do a Patreon that there's no rewards? I'm just doing what I'm doing, but if you want to spend me money, you can do that.
Right.
I should get Rob Patreon, right? Right? .com, something like that, and just have it forward to a PayPal.me account with a set amount of money, like $5. It's just so you could just pay me $5.
Right.
So if you can tip me, you know. Oh, he knew he was redoing it again and again, man. He knew. He didn't care. He talked about it. They're supposed to rhyme, you know. He knew what he was up to. I don't care, man. Like, I've already lived through watching my favorite movies get ruined. I saw a bunch of shitty Batman movies get made, you know. I watched the prequels get fucking throw the damn movies under the bus. You know, I had to sit through X-Men 3, you know, X-Men Wolverine. You know how hard it was I finally get to work on an X-Men film, like merchandise and t-shirts and shit, and it's X-Men 3, you know? God, that sucked. Ah, it was terrible.
Yes.
Nearly bankrupted the company that year because we had the Spider-Man 3 and the X-Men 3. Bam! Like, we used to get a turkey every year for Christmas or whatever. No turkeys that year, you know? No
Right.
turkey. They're like, we had enough turkeys. It's called X-Men 3, you know? Oh, they never gave us free shirts. That's the one thing we never got, man. You would think, hey, you want a copy of your shirt? Nope.
Right.
They're like, go to the store and buy one, motherfucker. You're lucky your check's fucking cash. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we used to have to run to the fucking bank. And they handed us our checks weekly. That was weird getting paid weekly, by the way. You ever get paid weekly?
I get paid weekly every week.
You ever have to run to the bank the minute you get paid so your check cashes?
Nope.
That's an odd feeling.
Right.
Come back and you're like, yeah, I didn't get paid for that too. You had to clock out. Whole art department disappears at 3:50 every Thursday. I ate turkey. They used to give you one, but that year was tough. Then we had what did we have? Ghost Rider. That failed. Man, it was tough, guys. It was tough. It was tough to have the Marvel license around 2003 to 2007. There was a 4-year period in there where only X-Men 2 made money. And every time they came out with a Marvel movie that sucked from Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man 3, it killed the comic book we called classic at the time. It killed the classic shirts. That's where all the icon shirts. You ever wonder why when you go to Target and Walmart, you always see a Captain America shield now, but you didn't like 10 years ago?
Right.
Let me explain to you why. Because the characters were getting... Daredevil is a great example. Daredevil, they used to sell at the company I worked at, Mad Engine. They sold Daredevil on a t-shirt to Comic Art at Hot Topic all for every fucking year. Until the Ben Affleck movie came out. Bam! No Daredevil. Anything. To the point where, to this day, you can't put... I tried when the fucking TV show came out.
Uh-huh.
I did a bunch of... Beyond what they gave us a shitty style guide for that. But try to get with sublimations at Walmart. They won't touch it. And so when it happened to X-Men, it happened to Fantastic Four, it happened to Ghost Rider and Spider-Man. But the icons sell. Like, somehow the icons transcend the shitty... That's why. So even if the movie sucks, or they don't know, if the buyers don't know, if the movie's going to do well, they'll put the icon shirt in store, because even if the movie sucks,
Right.
it's going to work. I got nothing to do with Funko Pops, man. By the way, that company just went public. They started at $12 a share, and by the end of the weekend, we're down to $7. They're saying they have I was reading a Wall Street Journal article. It said they have the worst accounting. So
Jeez.
don't go thinking Funko Pop's a winner either.
Right.
They're just playing that get every license we can game. Who knows what the chargebacks are on those things. They're gonna die of this. Armando's. That took a leap. Took a leap, Armando. It's a little out there. Well, we'll see how they survive, But it's tough. My guess is they'll get bought up by Mattel or Hasbro or something. Now that they're public, once they're public, they can be bought out, because then the shareholders have a vested interest to sell the company and make whatever. So someone will scoop them up. I don't own one Funko Pop. Right, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rob doesn't own anything.
I don't like the Funko Pop. I do too. I own shit. I just don't like the Funko Pops.
We've seen your room in the video yesterday. There's nothing in it.
But this is my dream studio. Nothing in it. Do you know how fucking happy it makes me? That in here, there's nothing but me and the art. Hasbro put in a bid, but don't know. That definitely happened. You get to have Snowball. What's Snowball? Is that a Funko Pop? Oh, yeah. Your stomach, you get older, man, your stomach can't really take that stuff. I can't eat Hostess treats. Really, it can't. It just, I'll get sick. I had like, I had 2 cookies tonight, just testing out the dough, you know? And I was like,
By
okay,
2, it means 4.
nope, I mean 2, and I'm feeling it. Stomach is very sore. It's a lot of sugar, and it really isn't, but it is for me, you know? So. When I was a teenager, my favorite was the bag of donuts. You could get this bag of powdered donuts at like a 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite. Get the bag of donuts.
What would happen to you now if you ate that bag of donuts?
Bro, I couldn't get to 3 of them. I guarantee you, I'd vomit. My body can't.
Getting you a bag of donuts.
Yeah. I'll just spend my whole night throwing them at you. I wouldn't. It'll get real old. I'll make you draw. You'll be drawing live, and then I'll just toss donuts at you. That'll be
catch 'em and eat 'em.
that. It'll just be donuts and sweat.
Hell yeah. Get the most viewed video on this channel. For all the wrong reasons.
Whatever brings in the bacon.
Bacon.
Brandon barely has time to watch Stranger Things, too.
Mm-hmm. After this, I'm going to bed, then I'll get up in the morning and then work on some art and etc. etc.
Yeah.
Get to it eventually. It's not going anywhere. And then it disappears.
Rob, what do I consider difficult to draw? Painting the saucies is hard. I think assembling, drawing like the Game Informer cover wasn't hard, but the fatigue can set in. Things like that, fatigue, um, and not taking shortcuts at the end because you just want to get it done. That's probably the hardest part, really. You know, in terms of just actual objects, like what would be a hard thing to draw? I mean, anything that, you know, I think anything that needs to accurate, like if you're like, oh, I want you to draw New York, it's like, okay, you know, then now there's all this expectation, like, okay, just some buildings and it's close enough. Like that shit can be annoying. But I'll be honest, not a lot. Like, oh, it's fucking hard. I just think like the fatigue of can be a bigger issue. You know. When you've concepted, drew it, scanned it, cleaned it up, did the flats, and you're like, oh, and I still have another 20 hours of coloring in front of me. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I had just had a good team, I'd be able to hand it off and go on to something else. But
instead, you have me.
Yeah, I tried that once with you, and that didn't. I'm like, you just focus on your art. You just focus on getting your shit done.
Thanks, buddy.
I don't need you spending weeks doing flats.
Days, not weeks. Tomato, potato.
What's the most time consuming? That depends. No, coloring is usually half the time it takes to draw, but again, that depends. It just depends. I mean, color pencil seems to be taking the longest. You know? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what was hard this year. This year, what was hard was putting my own stamp on the Transformer stuff and hoping I don't get fired from the project or ridiculed too much online. You know, for the most part, it was positive, but, you know, they weren't exactly in a rush to put me on anything else after those covers. So, you know. And there are people who are like, oh, yeah, chunky legs. So, you know, anytime you're like, I'm going to do these characters like my way, and you basically risk putting yourself out of a job. Coloring over you. That's how it is. I've gotten compliments from a lot of pros, though, you know, personally. You know what I mean? So it's compliments. It's not, here's a job, but whatever. It is what it is. But I mean, look, it was hard, and then I was like, no, I'm going to stick with it. I'm just going to do my version. I don't give a shit. You know? And it is what it is. But from a pure technical standpoint, the saucies are the hardest thing. It's a trick to get that to look. I'm probably making it look a little easy now, but whatever. Attempt a Gundam fight scene. I can draw robots. I don't care. It's not hard. It's actually easier for me. But I don't know. At some point I might. There's no reason for it though at this point. I got enough to do.
Yeah, robots and stuff isn't hard for you, like mechanical stuff. Like, I've seen you just take a pen and just make shit up as you go. You're just like, there's 40 different levers and knobs and screws and bolts and wires.
Yeah, that's
They all
hardwired in my
connect.
head. You would think I could build shit.
Right.
You would think that and go, oh, you must get mechanics. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope. No, I'm horrible.
I'm like the MacGyver of the group, but I can't draw it.
I did a quick, when I was first kind of working on saucies, I did a little quick saucy Godzilla. you go to my DeviantArt and type it in, you can see that there. I made kind of a little print out of it, but it was really a tiny little painting. But it's an older Saucy. I'd say it's Saucy 2.0. I'm on Saucy 3.0 right now. No, I did that Quetzalcoatl cover, and Tom was unimpressed. So I don't. And it sold the least amount out of all the kaijus. So.
Oh yeah. It was horrible, Rob. Horrible. Did he tell you though it sold the least?
Yeah, just not like in a mocking way, but yeah. Yeah, I get all the sales numbers, you know. It's part of the business. I mean, hey, I got paid, so what do I care? To gain work for you, do you have to do a portfolio? I just have all my stuff online. I just send links. And I'll email a couple sample pieces and links to my stuff. No one looks at physical portfolios anymore because editors don't go to conventions. And if they do, they won't look at your stuff. I've used to get all my work by just walking up to editors at cons. I sold my book to Image that way, just walking up, you know. Walked up to even Eric Larson, and that was when I knew, hey, I actually got enough talent because Eric Larson was actually like, this is good. I'm like, shit. And if you know anything about Eric Larson, that guy fucking is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Brandon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll tell you you fucking suck.
Yeah, he'll say you fucking suck, give up.
Yeah. But that's why I put all my stuff. That's why I have stuff on Deviant everywhere, because I don't care if it's popular with the kids or not. Like older people, they have different accounts, man. You know. So I got ArtStation, DeviantArt, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter.
I got a
Pinterest.
job once from someone the company guy walking down Artist Alley, which they hardly do anymore now. They don't even want to go down there, but that's how I got to do those Marvel AR covers.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
Mm-hmm. Later, Armando. Later, Rainbow. Well, there's that DVD, right? The Hellboy one. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be fun to watch. Struzen, whenever, right? I got to meet Alex Nino once at San Diego Con, the last one I was at when I was running the table at GameFam. I'm a big fan of Alex Nino's work too. And I just knew what he looked like. He's older, so I was like, "Oh shit, it's Alex Nino!" Just walking right in front of me. And I was like, "Alex, I'm a big fan. Thank you very much." Yeah. It's interesting with Jay Lee is how Aquaman now is basically his version of Namor, right? With coloring, you can do a Wacom just fine. You know, it's when you get into like drawing digitally that I really recommend you bump up to a Cintiq. I have an iPad Pro. It's fine. I still prefer, having a keyboard next to me while I work. It's just the shortcut commands and everything are just built into my DNA at this point. Well, then draw and then just do your coloring digitally. I still prefer to set the silhouettes up digitally, no matter what. Like, it's just easier to block in a silhouette, print it out, and draw. I just find that process way easier. But drawing all that stuff digitally, like the Game Informer cover, that you're not gonna get there the first time out. That took years. You know. It'd be easier to do a digital paint, but to do all the lines that's difficult. But the silhouettes give you like a shape to keep things in. Hey, what's up, Darth Andrew? I took a break. I had to go eat dinner and do some cleaning and make cookies for the neighbors. I haven't been working for 8 hours straight on this. Only for the last hour and 55 minutes. Nice. This hand alone could probably take 2 hours.
All right, I'm back.
What up? Good interview with Joe Rogan and Billy Corgan, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to it, I'd listen to that one.
I watched. I don't know how recent it was, but I saw one the other day on my lunch break of him, Joe Rogan, and Pauly Shore. And Pauly
That was a
Shore's.
depressing one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
Jesus,
he
man.
got all dark and shit, and he was like,
He's like the best time of my life, and you could just see in his face. You're like, fuck, man. He knows he was like at the top of the world, and
he went to that dark place that comedians go to, usually with just other comedians.
yeah.
You know, like that dark place, man. The show didn't last long. Now it was a shorter episode. You could feel like Joe got out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I was just like, fuck. All right,
you gotta listen to that one, man. The Billy one isn't like that. It's good though.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a pretty honest dude, though, you know? So he keeps it real. Yeah, I went back and watched Encino Man. I put it in. I'm like, this is horrible, man. Just, you know.
Wasn't that bad, but
I didn't like it at the time, and I hate it even more now. Remember when I was a sophomore in high school? It was like the last week, you know. Everyone's watching movies in class because there's nothing to do after you already did the finals and shit. Like, we're watching Encino Man. I just stayed there, and I had this giant piece. Every summer I drew a giant piece with like 50 characters, because, right? What's changed, right, Brandon? Like,
Right.
and I just sat there working on that, never once looking at the fucking screen, you know? So this fucking movie sucks. It's a movie for girls. I don't know.
Girl.
It's not even. It's not on the level of Bill and Ted's, dude. Not anywhere
No.
near it. Not anywhere. It's more like a bad. It's like Dream a Little Dream. It's like a bad Corey Haim movie, just funnier. You know, like, I don't want to throw him under the bus because he had a shit life and, you know, recent news events and everything. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's like whatever. Encino Man. It's like, ugh. Of course, my taste at the time, I was watching Project A-ko and Full Metal Vampire Hunter D. You know, they're like, we don't fucking rob it. Stupid anime girls with giant eyes and shit. Alright, you know. Who was ahead of the curve, Brandon? You know?
You.
Yeah.
It's Rob. Hmm. Oh,
Problem with being ahead of the curve is you have to weather the shitstorm. You gotta be able to endure the, you fucking suck, you know? I'll never forget they handed me West Coast Choppers once. So West Coast Choppers used to be the second highest selling property at Walmart. Like it was, they were making 20, 30 million a year in West Coast Choppers fucking merch, bro. And it's pretty crazy. And the art director and the co-art director left the company, and they were both in charge of West Coast Choppers and the original Fast and the Furious, right? So Fast and the Furious 1 and then Tokyo Drift. So 1, 2, and 3. Like even though the movies weren't doing that well at the time, the merch was still selling. And so they both shared these things. And they put me on West Coast Choppers. And at the time, West Coast Choppers, all of the shirt thing was all like rattlesnakes, you know? And the bikes, rattlesnakes bikes, pinstriping and shit. And they put me on it. And I was like, well, they already got that. Like, those stuff's already selling. I'm like, I don't know how to add to that. You know, I don't really get the rattlesnake thing. I was like, I don't understand why rattlesnakes are on bikers. Like, but it's because the art director was Hispanic, and I kind of got where he was coming from. It's more like a Southwest deal, you know, with the Vipers and the Cobras. And I'm like, oh. So I was like, you know, all the bikers I knew when I was a kid, I lived in a town full of bikers. They loved fucking like Germanic shit. They used to wear like Germanic armor shit. And so I put armor and swords and wings on this fucking thing really big. And they were like, take that shit off. That shit's comic book shit, you know? And I was like, all right. Year later, Affliction came out. You know, and I was already gone, and my buddy got put on it, and they were like, we got to deal with this Affliction. It's killing West Coast Choppers. And he goes through the fucking, to see what was done, and he finds all this stuff. He's like, well, what's this? And they're like, oh, well, that's old shit. And he's like, Rob did this. He told me, he's like, dude, I brought it in. I'm like, Rob gave you fucking Affliction before, a year before. And they were like, well, that's not the way it was working at the time. And he's like, apparently it was, you know what I mean? Like, it's too late. So even if you're at the right place, folks, with the right properties, and you have the right vision for the future, you could still be told, nope. You know? And then a year or two later, be proven right. So it's like, not that I've ever financially benefited from any of that stuff, but remember when I came back in 2011, they were like, we need new properties. We need to just sit down and give us a list. People are like, oh, what about Garbage Pail Kids? I'm like, that shit never sells. You know, they're like, what about Goosebumps? I'm like, it's never gonna sell. I wrote down Sriracha. Because for a year or two, I had been eating that red Sriracha sauce. And I was like, we can put the label on a Red Heather shirt. I shit you not, Brandon. Right? Because Red Heather was selling, they did the Millennium Falcon blueprint shirt. I gave Joe a bunch of the blueprints stuff that I had for my Star Wars role-playing games, and he put it on a Red Heather shirt, and that was like their #1 selling fucking shirt. It's a Red Heather selling. I'm like, get the Sriracha license and put it on a Red Heather shirt. And they were like, the red sauce? No one's gonna buy that shit. Dude. Highest selling shirt at Target for like 5 years straight. You know? Our competitors got it. My art director started listening to me after that one. That was the one where now, like to this day, when I call him up and say, you should look into this, he looks into it. Like, I tried to get them to get Rick and Morty when it was brand new. When the very first episode, I went right and get this today. And he walked in there and pushed, and his higher-ups at this new company, because he went to a different company, wouldn't listen. And he was like, you know, and there you go. Then Mighty Fine got it.
Yeah, and they're reaping the benefits.
Except my old employer, Mad Engine, just bought Mighty Fine. So guess who's actually reaping the benefit?
I'm going to guess your old employer.
Yep.
Did I guess right?
Yeah.
I did it. Excuse me.
I've been trying to get t-shirt companies for the past 10 years. Every t-shirt company I've ever gone to, I've tried to get them to do this, and they won't do it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. So a big seller in shirts is seasonal stuff. Stuff that goes in for a short period of time, gets a high return on sales, plops back out. Right.
Okay.
So a company I worked for called Logotel, they did jack shit, but they had the Peanuts license, Charlie Brown and shit. So every fucking Thanksgiving and Christmas, they fucking made Book. Because those goofy little cheesy shirts fucking sell, like to moms and parents and shit.
Okay.
So I was like, a lot of the seasonal shit's taken. Like, we need some new seasonal. And I was like, I know the perfect seasonal shirt that will sell for 4th of July, Memorial Day, maybe Father's Day, right? And they're like, what? I'm like, Blue Heather, Kingsford Charcoal. You get the Kingsford fucking charcoal logo on a Blue Heather shirt and sell it with the fucking bag of charcoal. What fucking dude wouldn't want to wear the King shirt with the fucking bag of charcoal? Walk into Walmart, you got the fucking t-shirt and the bag of charcoal.
Right.
You know? They won't do it. I even told my art director, I'm like, let's just start our own company, get that one fucking license, and that's the only thing we're going to get. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get that one fucking thing.
Excuse me.
But I don't have the $1 million plus it would take. So these aren't things that sell like online and impress all your friends. These are things that, you know, parents and grandparents and uncles and shit buy. You know, and I'm telling you, man, like, this hand's gonna take a while.
I was looking at some of the there's that Phoenix Fan Fest going on right now here in Arizona. It's like a smaller version of the Phoenix Comic Con, and I'm watching some of the people's Snapchats, and it just looks so dead there. Like one or two people walking down the aisles. I'm like, wow.
Well, it's like they did Designer Con in LA. I got some friends at that, and they're like, "There's nothing going on." I'm like, "Cause who gives a shit?" You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. It's a place you can network, but I'm like, I don't really know. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, they're giving you free tables. You know, it's no harm, no
No.
foul. But they're like, no. I'm like, well, I wouldn't pay for that.
Right.
I think I should. For real. I'm gonna have
What?
to fix. Some of the papers came out. The staples came loose. I'll have to fix it.
Oh, the CGC just went down on it.
I'll fucking. They won't know because I'll fix the shit.
Oh, they know, Rob.
Oh well.
They know. They know.
Designer Con was insane busy. Well, that's good. Hopefully people did well.
Were you at Designer Con, Kyle?
He's got to, right? It's got to be local. Like in Pasadena.
You're in Pasadena.
Thanks, Brandon. I really needed that.
Needed what?
You mimicking the pencil sharpener.
How's it go?
Yeah. What are you working on, wise ass?
Sagat.
All right. Why don't you focus on that?
I am. That's why I've been so quiet, because I'm stressing out over here because I don't know how to draw. I fucking suck.
Someone said they Brandon today. Like
Oh,
that's
cool.
become a thing. That was a thing earlier while you were at work.
Oh, cool.
It's becoming a thing.
That's fine.
Caught me off guard.
At least I'm in their thoughts. Fuck. Who said it? It has to be someone, a regular on the cast.
Can't remember.
I'm going to call out names. It's Garland. Or Josh.
I don't remember.
Oh, you remember. You remember everything. Don't give me that shit.
I don't remember names. Like, if you brought me in to tell me, where was this person? I don't know. Who was there? I don't know their names. I don't know anyone's name. I'm horrible with names.
Let's see. Kyle says... Last year, you could just walk up and get in. This year, there was an hour-long line to get into the building until well into the afternoon. Yep, I was there today. Well, if I have to wait half the fucking day to get into something, I'm not going. So I'm guessing you got right in, though, Kyle? You didn't have to wait in one of them long-ass lines? Was this DesignerCon mostly for, like YouTuber-type people and shit like that?
No, I had some friends in the t-shirt industry were down there.
Oh, okay. So it's just an all mix of design stuff,
Yeah.
not just like video. And
Schnapp was there from Collider.
are they based in LA or something?
Yeah.
Are you going to color the background Wolverine, or are you going to leave him just pen and ink?
Yeah,
like
I want to have some background. It's gonna be minimal. It's not gonna be super intense, but yeah, it'll be.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Oh, I kind of like the look of the front guy color and the back one not. Kind of just looks cool.
Oh no, the back guy's gonna have a very light color.
I
I thought about doing that, but
Uh-huh.
no, I don't have very light color. I already know how that. I get you like that idea, and it's a nifty idea, but it just won't be intense.
Okay. I'm sure it'll still look dope.
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite Wolverine you've ever made.
I've only made like 2.
You made like 5.
I don't count any of those $10 sketches, Brandon. That's me paying the fucking electrical bill. And fucking around super fast. Like, none of that.
All right, you've made 2.
2.
Yeah. Well,
The old
yeah,
man
so the
Logan
only other
is one.
Well, I was gonna say the watercolor one from the banner, from the not banner but tablecloth.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And look, if the light color doesn't work, then the next time I do this, I'll leave the background red and sepia. Yeah.
No, it's still dope. I like it a lot.
I already know what it looks like. It's just red and sepia. I don't know what it looks like with the light. You see what I mean? Like, you only learn by that by going, well, did I go a little too far right there? Yeah.
Plus, it's the brown and yellow outfit. You can never go wrong with that one. It's always...
Well, the background's an homage to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where all they did was recolor his blue and gold with the brown and yellow. So if you see, I put the stripe down here. And that'll be brown. So, yeah. It's still going to be brown and orange, but it's going to be that caution. Because I always work in a gaming reference, whether people know it or not.
Fucking nerd.
Uh-huh. How many Pokemon games you own?
You shut your mouth about Pokemon.
Right?
Pokemon is life.
Yeah, right?
I love Pokemon. I love it so much. Always have, always will. I don't care. I don't care that I'm 32. I love Pokemon. That theme song comes on, I'm just like, fuck yeah!
That's what's going to end up you getting a Switch.
It will be. No, it really...
I already know.
I'll have to figure out a way when that happens.
Overtime. That's how.
Overtime.
Yeah.
I'll be begging for overtime. Like, hey, come on, let's just work a little extra. Like now, I'm burnt out, so I'm glad because you heard me last night or the night before, and you're like, how many more days you got? And I'm like, what are days? It made it worse too because my little brother. I have 2 little brothers, but the one on my dad's side, he works with us part time. He never finishes a fucking week. He usually works 3 out of the fucking 5 days. But he said he was going to work all week, and then Wednesday night he got the Xbox One X Scorpio edition.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, that's the
Scorpio
Xbox Pro,
edition.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, the little fucker. So I was like, "You're not coming in Thursday. I'll be in Thursday." And of course, he didn't come in Thursday. So I picking up the slack for him, and then that's why when I think you asked me Thursday how many days you got left, and I was like 1 because I was fried. I was so tired, like just dead tired. Today wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a long day, but that Thursday that's why when you asked me, like, you had 1 day, I was like, I don't even know what I said. You like ribs? Barbecue ribs?
You guys say, I'm going to need a little more information there, buddy.
Do you like barbecue ribs, Rob?
Sure.
Can you eat them now with your
newer? Once a year, maybe.
Yeah.
I can without all the sauce if I do like a dry rub.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, my buddy, who I grew up with, he's got a. Let me see. He's got a. Yeah, he's really good. He's got 13,000 followers. He's sponsored. I think he's sponsored now by Traeger, or at least he's gotten stuff from them to where he's on their radar and stuff. But I mean, he posts. I don't know how I could never eat all this meat and stuff. But his stuff looks really good. I've had some. It's really good, but
yeah,
I couldn't eat that every day. Yeah, I'm not gonna either. My dad has like a generic cheap one, and he cooks some pork butt.
Let me tell you the trick, man. I get all this stuff, and it's big, and fun to do. But the reality is, all you have to do is sear it on an iron skillet and put it in the oven. Let me just tell you how to do it at fine dining restaurants. Okay,
get the burntness, and
that's all you got to do, bro. And then slow cook it in the fucking oven. You could even crock pot it if you want. Braise, it's just not hard. They come up with all these other things like, well, with the smoky flavor. Well, you can actually smoke the meat too, and like if you cook it up like in a wok, you can smoke anything in a wok, dude. You can get tea. You could smoke milk. You ever want to fucking make smoky, awesome mashed potatoes? Smoke the milk in a wok and then add that fucking cream or milk to your fucking mashed potatoes. You're gonna fucking die, dude. There's so many simple things you can do at home that. When they start investing in these $1,000 Traegers, I'm like, well, there's your fucking retirement money. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man.
Kyle says McRibs.
Yeah, well, no, that's what's left over after rib season.
McRibs, fucking. Sometimes, Kyle, you say some stupid shit, but it's funny. It's dumb funny. So 140. Kyle says, thanks, I think. Nah, that's a compliment. It's like you unknowingly funny. Like you just sometimes you
that's
to me.
The kettle calling the pot.
I don't smoke pot, Rob. Yeah, I'll say stupid shit.
Oh, tell me, yeah. Tell me something I don't know, Brandon.
But I'm still funny. You know what? People like me. That's all that matters. They generally, for some reason, like it's rare. Like when I go to someone else's table, but for the majority, people tend to like me for some reason. They gravitate towards me. I can cheer them up. They like me. But whatever.
Jim Chung doesn't.
I don't go fuck what Jim Chung wants. He ain't getting what I got. I know I outkicked my coverage. I'm okay with that. I hear on the daily, your wife is so pretty. And then that's the end of it. It's never like you guys are good looking couple. It's just like, your wife is really pretty. We go to the gym, the ladies that work up front, like, oh, where's your pretty wife? I'm here. I'm pretty.
No one cares about you, Brandon.
I know.
I barely care.
Well, at least you care.
I care about the show, and making fun of you helps. It's a really fucked up thing to say, man. If I had a friend like that, I'd suck him in the mouth. Yeah, well, he's welcome to try.
I have. You've never done anything to make me want to hit you.
I'm an evil guy. I'll just burn your whole apartment complex down.
Yeah, but see, you're not that evil because I know you would get my dog out first, and then you'd burn it down.
I do care about it. Even sadly, even Hitler cared about the animals.
See, you would make sure Gamora is okay, and that's fine by me.
No, what I would do is just come here and make fun of you every day.
There you go.
You know, I'd post up what you did, and we'd all laugh at it.
Here's another off topic. I like how much Ezra Miller likes being the Flash. I like that when an actor really, really, really enjoys a role like that.
Well, that's why, when people are like, you'll never replace Grant Gustin. I'm like, guys, you need to chill out with this fucking TV show is the greatest version of these characters ever shit. Because the one thing I can say about Zack Snyder is he can't write a script for shit, but he can cast a movie well. He's never casted a bad movie, dude. Name how the cast was wrong for Watchmen.
It's perfect.
Name how the cast, like casting Henry Cavill as fucking Superman was wrong, right? Like, technically recasting because he was originally cast as Superman back in 2003. But I don't get that. You know what I mean? Like any of the cast in 300. Look at the cast of Sucker Punch. Easily his worst film.
Yeah, but it's still the characters fit.
And the actresses are all fucking great. It's got Scott Glenn in there and John Hamm. So when he cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, the whole internet was like, fuck that shit. Now look at everyone,
Right.
So.
Yeah. I like, I watch different things of Ezra playing like with Flash action figures. He comes out to the cons dressed as Full Metal Alchemist. He really likes it, and that's cool, to have a like actual nerdy guy who loves being that character. And I hope they actually do make a nice solo Flash film. So
that depends on the success.
Right.
Senior Justice League,
Yeah. I mean, but from what the scenes we've seen of the Flash, I like him. I like Ezra how he is. So. And Ezra Miller's favorite DC film is The Dark Knight.
It's like 90%.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Brandon, trying to get this cover stock to work this is taking some effort. Color pencils aren't hard, but this fucking... And then not wearing my hand down because it requires pressure with the slick surface,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be like judicious with it, like
Can we make the noise again?
Nope. I don't want you focusing on my pencil sharpener. I want you focusing on your fucking art.
I could do both.
That is impossible for you.
I'll show you. I'll show everyone. You back to a normal sleep schedule?
Almost.
How late are you staying up tonight?
Well, I'm not going to be able to finish this, so I'll probably keep doing this. And I wanted to get this hand done. It's getting more difficult, Brandon. It's a lot of coverage here.
Those big hands that take up a lot of coverage.
This fucking cover is taken. This color pencil shit is no joke, folks. So I'm going to have to definitely think about, like, you can, like, I might have to take this comic out the staples and put it back in. You know, so to be honest, it's just these things aren't well constructed. These fucking modern comics suck, dude. You know, they really do.
If you use a letter opener, you can pop it.
Yeah, well, next time I get one, I'll have to do it. I don't give it. He's lucky he's getting any fucking thing. Just send him his fucking money back and leave me alone, you know?
That's the spirit.
I've done that before. Like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. Here's your money back. I don't spend the money until I'm... So it's like... I learned that a long time ago. Like, my wife may hate it, you know? She's like, we need help with that. I'm like, well, I'm like, what's the right? No, I haven't done that art yet, so you don't get to touch it. Like, I don't feel obligated to do anything. You know?
Right.
So... I have some errands I have to run tomorrow too, but I got this to do and some other freelance tomorrow, so I'll put a good 4 hours in on it tomorrow. I'll probably get like a finger done.
That is the spirit.
I don't really care, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, I just want this thing to look cool, and I want it to be able to get some traction on the internet, and the color pencil stuff is getting the kind of traction that the Saucy's got when I first started, you know, anytime I do watercolor, you know?
Right.
If it takes me an entire week to do one commission, that was the whole goal anyway, just one commission a week. So I don't really care, you know? The problem is I do need to, like, make certain that, like, this is 2 covers, right? So in the future, something like this would be closer to, like, 200, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Excuse me.
But since these guys waited, and Kyle has learned if you wait, you
reap the benefits.
You reap the benefits, right? Because if there's a wait, there's a good reason for it. Like, I'm conjuring up something.
I waited years.
Well, Dave Bolton got that Overwatch piece last year, so he's still waiting for that shit.
I waited many of years to get my art from you.
I hooked it up.
No, you did. You did. You always do, and you gave me more than fair prices on other art. One of my favorite pieces is the watercolor Iron Man from your Avengers run.
I don't. That there is a significant piece of history sitting on your wall, one way or the other.
Right. Exactly. whether you like it or not. That was from your very
They were so mad at me over that, bro.
rise and fall, man. It's like I'm looking at you starting something and learning, and also you getting fucking fired.
Yeah, I did get fired the second time.
Yeah.
But first time I walked out. But they like Marvel was so mad at me, they went and fucking claimed copyright on my video that I had from painting that.
Yeah.
So like I had to delete the Realtime videos because I wasn't gonna give them one fucking dime.
Yeah.
You know, of that. Like there's a few of them that they went and I fought them and they fought back and so they get their way and yeah, dude, they were just trying to go after me. Like
you fought Marvel.
I did. Short of going to court, yeah.
All right, I know.
Which I would never do.
No. You don't want to be known as the guy who beat Marvel in court.
I don't want to be known for anything other than my art, man. You know what I mean?
That was a compliment.
Yeah. You say those things and then somehow it comes back.
I'm saying you would win. You would win.
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
Still waiting for Robert Subject. I don't know about the giant canvas, Ozzy, so I'm still working out how to get all that done. I have to get an easel for that. I couldn't do it in my old place. This place, I definitely can. I just don't know. My buddy makes them, and he was going to give me a giant easel, like back when I was in San Diego, but I had no place to put it, you know? And so I was like, but now that I have the space, I definitely got to like give it a shot. I'll probably be the Hulk because it's just, you know, green. I'm like, I'll try that one.
You shut your pretty mouth, Kyle. I'm great at compliments.
I spent a few hours today when I shouldn't have on art direction for Game Cave, just solidifying some ideas I have down. As I get ready, once I'm done with Power Burns, start to ease into that, you know.
Right.
Just like, plus, now that I have the story all worked out, I'm able to say, okay, I definitely know I'm going to be drawing this, and I'm definitely going to be doing that, and I want this look here and that look there.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Cal.
Later, Kyle. So is that 2 a.m.? One finger down.
Who was that fucking asshole who was like, no guy should make fucking 18 grand on fucking 8 drawings? Who was that fucking dickweed?
Eric. I don't follow him anymore. Eric. He does the book Ocho.
Yeah, spam my fucking ass when that Kickstarter hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy does an Ocho comic? Fuck that guy.
The one who he redraws other famous covers.
Yeah, tell that guy he can fuck off. I hate that guy.
I don't ever talk to him anymore.
Well, you know, I'm just saying. You see that guy?
I
Fuck
didn't
that
even talk
dude.
to him. Yeah, he's a
Fucking
dick.
hater. You know, all he does is redraw fucking covers with his own characters on there, which actually is a very definition of copyright. Like, there's a loss that it went to the Supreme Court. There was a O.J. Simpson book that came out in the 90s, and they took the Dr. Seuss thing and made like a goof out of it. And they ruled that that actually is copyright infringement because it doesn't say anything about Dr. Seuss. It's not parody.
Uh,
He goes, they're parody covers. No, that's not parody. That's actually using a signature trait, a signature design style to then represent your own art, you know?
yeah.
Like, but he was the one going around. He was fucking spamming everyone out there in Arizona, dude. Me, everyone. He's like, no one should fucking, just talking mad shit. I'm like, I don't even know this fucking dude. I don't even know the
Yeah.
guy, you know? Never seen one person more butthurt over anything I've ever done. I don't even fucking know the guy, you know? But I don't forget, Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The North remembers, motherfucker. You know? I don't have a whole lot of beef with people, but that guy can go fucking suck a lemon, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when the whole fucking world was coming after me, he didn't fucking help. You know? I put down $500, you know, and end up with this fucking whole thing, and then lose my fucking job over it and everything else, and this fucking dude's out there spouting off his fucking opinion with all of our. It wasn't like it was just one dude on the internet talking shit. He was doing it to like all the fucking people we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like I had to hear about it when we went to Phoenix Con. I had to hear about it every time I went to fucking Jesse. You know what I mean? Like I had to fucking hear about it, dude, all the fucking time because there's one mother. I was like, who is this fucking dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This fucking asshole can't fucking draw worth of shit. I told you at the time, I'd be worse artist than you. I was like, this motherfucker really can't draw. He's like, I got 800 comics. I don't fuck. Good for you. You know? They all suck. You got 800 fucking thousand pages of shit, and you're a fucking horrible person. You know?
Yes.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
I
Still
know that.
mad about that fucking dude. Can you tell?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like when they're coming after fucking J. Scott Campbell or uh, Frank Cho or something. I don't go, you know, that fucking guy. You know, like, just shut up, dude. You know, like, fucking artists, man. They just attack one another, you know? And you go, why aren't you attacking artists? Yeah, I fight fire with fire, you know? Start some shit with me, dude. I'll never fucking let it go. You know, I'm not good with that. Just the fucking dude did not help, man. You know? Like a random dude I've never even met. Had to go
Yes.
around fucking this fucking guy talking. I mean, no one gave a shit, but at the end of the
Right.
day, dude, it was like one extra fucking thing, you know? I was like, could you stop fucking mentioning me, you know? Oh, he's fucking fan art. You shouldn't fucking just. I mean, he's like fan art, fan art. Every one of his fucking things. It's different. They're my original characters. No, you're just redrawing their art with your characters in it. That's not the. Never mind, man. You know, I don't give a shit.
I feel like I'm in a time machine right now.
Oh, right. It's as if it happened yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many years ago? Is it 5 years ago?
At
I don't let it go,
least.
Brandon.
Oh no, I don't. I'm the same way.
See, but you
I'll
brought up the Iron Man thing, and you
I'll
had to go and fucking do, you know what I mean? I blame you for this
Iron
shit.
Man. Oh yeah.
That's where all
I
this
mean,
comes from. It's like I'm sitting here stewing on this.
right. No, I'll hate people forever too. You know, from the cons and stuff.
People
They're
could talk
stupid.
shit, whatever. I don't care. But it's just that one fucking dude picked the one fucking time,
Yeah.
and then riled up all the fucking people you're friends with that I had been going to, I had to go to cons, and then they had to fucking come to the booth, and then they have to fucking chime in, you know,
But
tell
guess
them,
what, Rob?
and they're like,
I stood with Rob.
hey, a lot of people did, but but not that guy.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Oh, that's weird. Thing was cutting in and out on my voice connection.
I haven't heard you in a while.
I've been drawing. I just in the focus mode. I am tired and ready for bed. So I'm gonna crash. You want to message me tomorrow when you're on?
Sure.
All right. We only got to run a couple errands tomorrow, so I should be home whenever you're on.
Okay.
And then tomorrow you can work on finger number 2. But it looks good. I like it. All right. Well, for the 9 people watching, I bid you good night. And Rob, I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Later, man.
Alright, I don't want to take too much longer here. We're going to definitely stick around for 1 more hour, so it's a 4-hour increment. What I want to do is try to get some of this quickly filled in. So this is going to be a looser color anyway. I can get it kind of going so it's at least out of my hair. I know. I know. Okay. Okay. I know. You want to go to bed? You want to go to sleep? I know. Come on down. My dog wants to go to bed. In a minute. Ah, thanks. Yeah, it's gonna take longer, but I'm with you. And they scale up, so if I wanted to do a giant fucking Wolverine, like a, you know, 24 by 36, it'll work. It'll just take longer, but, you know. So just moving forward, I'll just take less. You know, I'll do one or two at a time. Or I'll go to offering heads as well, since the color pencils will look dope, like giant headshots, you know? Oh, thanks. Well, I'm sure some people are out there doing it, you know. I want the rendering back here to be loose. Yeah, 90% are from photos, right? No, just the Polychromos. You put water on these covers and it's going to warp, so no point. When I do watercolor, I just use PH Martin's watercolor and just mix all my own. Do I prefer this over digital? No, I like doing both. So I just did the Megavisions cover. So that those colors will those hold on. Those videos will go live this week, so those will be up. So I like both. You know, when it comes to like making commissions, I like doing traditional. The traditional stuff, you know, it's good to go back and forth. It's good to have both. One sort of informs the other. But I couldn't do that cover like this. Like that would be impossible. So I like going back and forth, you know. But I appreciate it because that cover took like 70 hours, 60 to 70 hours to piece together. So it was a lot of work. But with this stuff, I get to pretend like I'm a fine artist, right? I'm a fine artist, you know. Just all right. So I'm gonna grab some sleep. Things left to do. Let's just go over this really quick. So things left to do. I got to finish rendering his fingers and hand, plus the rest of his body. Lightly render the face area and stuff. And then the background take about 20 minutes tops. So, but this hand and this thing right here, getting all the contrast to pop forward. You know, it's a matter of using darks. So that's going to eat up some time. Yeah, that's going to eat up some time. So I'm going to grab some sleep and be back on later today. I'm going to hopefully be able to wrap this up, but it might take me into Monday. My dog really wants to go to bed. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. James, Darth Andrew, Kyle. Who else? Napalma, Armando, Rainbow Ichi, Psycho, Daisuke, and all the bots. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I'll be back on later today.